Here we are today talking about a lot of things that are worth keeping on hand so you always have a stocked kitchen, and a stocked kitchen is what's going to keep you from ordering takeout. The key thing to keeping things on hand is you want to have a lot of shelf-stable foods. A few vegetables that are really shelf-stable: squash, sweet potatoes, onions, garlic, shallots add a great foundation to things. And those are something you can just keep in a cabinet. Things to keep on hand in the fridge: ginger's wonderful. Keep it in the fridge. It has a shelf life of 4 or 6 weeks. It maybe costs 50 cents. You don't need a lot of it. And what's nice is it adds a great fresh, vibrant flavor. So particularly when you're cooking with things that you just sort of feel like leftovers or pulling things out of the cabinet, it can make them really seem like they were a meal that you planned in advance. If you have a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of a windowsill, keeping some fresh herbs is really nice. You don't need to have a keen green thumb. Rosemary is incredibly prolific. Basil in the summer months, spend about $2 or $3 for a potted plant. You'll keep it and get its worth out. Key thing about fresh herbs is you want to put them in at the end of the cooking process. If you put them in at the beginning, all that vibrancy and their fullness and freshness of flavor is going to cook right out. Another great thing, fresh citrus. Keep it in the fridge. Yeah, I go through it pretty quickly, so I also do keep it out on the counter. But a little bit of lemon zest, a little bit of fresh lime juice, this will really intensify and lead to a great tasting meal. I think a lot of times when you talk about the idea of shelf stable, you want to have some grains at the base. Red lentils cook up 20-25 minutes, very, very fast. They are very nutrition dense, good amount of protein, vegetarian protein. These are some wheat berries, really lovely. Then we move into the fall time to cook these down with some mushrooms, to make a salad with some squash. So quinoa is one of my absolute staples I love to have on hand in the kitchen. I just can't say enough good things about it. It is one of the most nutritionally perfect foods for you. It delivers your full range of amino acids, which is probably the only vegetarian protein that does that. So what I have here are some of the few basic things to keep on hand in your pantry. Certainly adapt these for what you like to eat and what you like to cook. So one of the best things to keep in your kitchen: chopped tomatoes. These you use in sauces, in soups. You can even just drain the juice off to use it for Bloody Marys. And they are actually preferable in a lot of cooked dishes to use a canned tomato versus fresh tomatoes. They've already been skinned and they're packed right at their peak of their freshness, so they haven't lost their flavor. Tomatoes, if you're eating them off the season in December or so, you're not going to get a very sweet tomato. Canned is a much better bet. I do a lot of Asian cooking, and I hence use a lot of coconut milk. This is actually also really great for you sometimes just to sweeten oatmeal or mix into smoothies. There have been a lot of newer studies that coconut milk has led to lean muscle development and weight loss. Keeping things like beans on hand is really wonderful because these are always ready to go whenever you need them. Chickpeas and black beans are some of my favorites. You can also use kidney beans. And then a few other things that are really great to have on hand: dried mushrooms. You often get a lot more flavor when you're cooking with dried mushrooms. I keep a mixture of porcinis and shiitakes and chanterelles, and you just soak them up in some chicken stock or in some water for about 30 minutes before you want to cook with them. Even in the height of wintertime, when I'm cooking with a lot of brown mushrooms, I usually use some dried mushrooms to intensify the mushroom flavor. These can suddenly make a soup you cooked or pasta you cooked incredibly luxurious. Chicken stock and veggie stock, these are wonderful. With these, you're always able to make soup, you're able to deglaze a pan for a sauce. So this little box actually makes 12 cups of chicken stock, and it's good.